Today, I'm going to be going over some UFC news that has been coming out this week, and I think last week a little bit, maybe. But we've got some new matchups that are really fun. We've got UFC 310 pretty much completely announced, I would think. Maybe some more matchups in the future. And we have Donald Cerrone coming out of retirement, which is kind of crazy. He took a bunch of steroids, got really ripped, and now he's coming back to the UFC. Kind of respect it. I respect the game plan. The strategy's there. I get it. Some people think he shouldn't drag his career on, but I kind of think a Donald Cerrone in the UFC is a better UFC. But we'll get to that. First, we're going to start with UFC 310. Bilal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Big matchup. Shavkat gets the title shot. I didn't think they were going to do it this quickly. I had it. There was really no one else, so I get it. But I like my boy Jack Della Maddalena, so I didn't want to see him really get snuffed out of this conversation, but he looks like he is. So good for these guys. Not good for Bilal. Shavkat's going to fucking murder him. That's my prediction for this fight. I think Shavkat beats him. I don't think Bilal gets okay, I just said he gets obliterated, but I don't think he gets obliterated. I think Bilal actually will make it close to a degree for at least a couple rounds. He won't just fold. He's a champ for a reason, not the best reasons, but a reason. He's not going to just fold under Shavkat, but eventually I do think Shavkat finishes him. Bilal's been finished before. Shavkat is dangerous. He's not afraid to grapple. He's not afraid to clinch and do damage, which is one thing Bilal struggles with doing at all. So I'm definitely taking Shavkat. But Bilal has balls for taking this. Bilal balls. He has them for taking this matchup. People are praising activity, but he's just a normal active fighter. So it's just like cool. But Shavkat is an opponent that I did not think he was going to take this as his first defense. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Next, Pantoja versus Kai Asakura got announced. Kai Asakura is getting a title shot in his debut in the UFC. If you don't know Kai Asakura, he's a champion over at Ryzen, and he's very good. And he's very popular. There's a reason they are doing this matchup as his debut. He is very popular, and he brings the Japanese market to the UFC like no other. He's a fucking king over there. So yeah, they're giving him the title shot. There's some. This is a very close fight for me to pick. I want Kai Asakura to fucking kill him. That's my want, but I don't know who I think is going to win this fight yet. I'm going to have to look at some more footage of both of them. But Kai Asakura has a bunch of good finishes, a bunch of knees on the ground, though, so that's not allowed anymore. So we'll see how he adjusts to that. And Pantoja is obviously amazing at grappling, so we'll see what happens with that. That's a good matchup. I'm glad he's getting the title shot and makes flyweight interesting, which it is not right now, especially with Tatsuro Taira's loss. I get this matchup a lot. So next, Luque versus Nick Diaz. They remade this fight. I still don't like it. Still bad. I don't want to see Nick Diaz versus Luque. I want to see Nick Diaz versus Ferguson. Would have been cool, but they killed Ferguson with Chiesa. So we get this matchup, and Luque is probably going to fucking kill him. But who knows? Maybe Nick Diaz does some crazy shit and ends up winning. I doubt it. But yeah, Luque is falling off as well, but I think Nick Diaz is completely over the hump. Still cool. I would love to. I like to see Nick Diaz in there, but I'm sad it's not against someone a little bit on his more on his level. I think Luque is a little bit above him, and I think it's gonna make it. I think it's gonna be obvious that he's a little bit above him, which is sad. But next, we have Cyril Gane versus Volkov. They remade this fight. I have the exact same opinion about it. I think Volkov is gonna win. I don't hate this. Some people are saying that it's gonna be beneficial for Cyril. I don't think so. I think Volkov is gonna recover from his injury. I think more time out for Cyril Gane is not what he needs. I think he needs to get in there. I think Volkov is still going to be the same guy he was before the injury. I think he's still buff as fuck right now. I think he's still very much improved, and I think Cyril Gahn is not dedicated enough to this sport to beat this version of Volkov. So I'm definitely picking Volkov. And that's also a really fun fight. It got canceled from 308, and I'm glad it's on this card. That makes it really fun. Next, another canceled fight. Mazar versus Aljamain. This fight was supposed to be on 309. And not 309. Shit. Whatever one just happened. That one. The Pereira card. It was supposed to be on that one. I forget the numbers. But this is rebooked. And I am actually very torn in this matchup. I don't really know who I think is going to win. They're both just grappling heavy freaks. If I had to choose, I would probably choose Mavzar because of the advantage in his division for so long. Coming up from bantamweight, Aljamain is. I don't know why I talked like Yoda right there, but he's coming up from bantamweight. Mavzar, they're pretty much the same fighter in terms of nut hugging. So I think Mavzar will have that advantage, and I hope they just negate each other and strike. That would be fun, but I doubt it. But I'm gonna go Mavzar off of a. I'll do more analysis of it later, but I'm gonna go Mavzar right now. But it's still cool. It's an interesting fight. It won't be an interesting fight to watch, but it's an interesting fight for the rankings. So that's cool. Next, Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes. I already went over this fight. I think Reyes fucking kills him. Anthony Smith's way over the hump. He's not good anymore. Dominic Reyes has had bad luck. He's not the same guy he was, but he's not completely gone like Smith, I think. Dominic Reyes is coming off of a TKO win, or not maybe a KO win. And Anthony Smith is coming off a loss to Delidze, a middleweight, on like a week's notice. So yeah, I'm definitely going Dominic Reyes. Easy fight for me to pick. Next. Oh yeah, we got this. We have the main event of UFC Vegas 100, and it's Magny versus Prates, which is so weird to have as a main event in general, but on the Vegas 100, the 100th fight night, is kind of stupid as shit. Neil Magny should be nowhere near a main event. Magny should be bottom of a main card on a fight night, is where Magny should be, in my opinion. And Carlos Prates is just now getting good and getting momentum. I don't know why they're putting him in the main event. It's goofy. I think Prates is just going to kill him. I think Magny's done. I think against Magny doesn't beat anyone that has like a level of talent above Mike Mallet, I guess. So yeah, I'm going into God, Mike Mallet. That fucking sucks for him. So yeah, I'm going Prates on this one. He's just gonna technical the shit out of him and strike him to death, like kind of like Morales did, is my guess. Magny coming off a loss earns a main event. I guess Prates is the draw, but why the main event? It's so dumb. But yeah, that's that fight. Next, Cerrone. He's back. He is back. Donald Cerrone comes out of retirement, and he wants to do 2 more fights because he's on 48 right now. And he's going to try to make it 50. I don't hate this. I like that Donald Cerrone retired, went on steroids, fake retired, and came back. I'm fine with this. I like this. Maybe they can do Cerrone versus Nick Diaz in the future. Boom. I just thought of that. I didn't think of that before. That sounds good to me. That sounds sick. Kind of on each other's level, I bet. I bet you Cerrone still beats him. But, yeah, that sounds sick. I like that matchup. I was trying to think of on-the-spot matchups right now to give him. Him versus Nick Diaz after Nick Diaz loses. That's sick to me. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this. That he should stay retired, that he should come back. Dana White thinks he should stay retired. But I don't hate this. I like Cerrone. I love his fight style. He's a very likable fighter. I like him a lot. And I'm glad he's back in the UFC, and I hope he does good work and at least gets one more win. Give him Nick Diaz. Give him Nate Diaz. Give him a Diaz, brother. That sounds sick to me. That sounds great. That would be a sick matchup. Either one of the Diazes. Otherwise, I don't know what weight class he's making. To be honest, he did a lot of steroids when he was when he was retired. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, the Diaz brothers sound good. Give Cerrone a matchup like that. I like that. So yeah, that's the news right now. Tomorrow I'm making a video on Rebellis to Spain Ngannou, and I think a lot of you are going to be disappointed with my pick. So yeah, I will see you soon.